Cowbaby Logic, I'm Little Donna Fiducia.
And I'm Little Donnie Newen.
And boy,
do we have a show?
For you.
Hey, Donna.
Yes, Donnie?
Can you reach your microphone?
Nope.
This is gonna be a long show.
Nice job, Genghis. We appreciate Genghis Khan for making that and sending it to us.
Baby Donna and Don. I love it.
Hey, before we get into all of your headlines, I got to talk about this Mark Wayne Mullen guy. Okay?
Be nice. Be nice.
I'm going to be respectful, Mr. Mullen, as best I possibly can. Ron, let's play a video of Mr. Mullen before I address his comments.
I guarantee you, I don't know for a fact, but I guarantee you he's never had to pull his weapon in a manner like that before. He was the last person in the world that ever wanted to use force like that. And he wasn't wanting to do that. I know for a fact because after it happened, he came over and he was physically and emotionally distraught. And I actually gave him a hug. And I said, sir, you did what you had to do. And I mean that. Unfortunately, the young lady, her family's life has changed, and it was an unfortunate situation that she lost her life and some people lost their loved ones. But the lieutenant's life has also changed too, because if it's the first time you've ever had to use lethal force, that doesn't ever leave you. And it wasn't his choice. He didn't show up to work that day to have to do that. He was doing his job, and he got put in a situation where he had to do his job because there was members still in the balcony. And if you're going to present your weapon in a manner and give commands and they still don't listen and they still approach, you don't have a choice, because either you have to at that point discharge your weapon in a manner of self-defense, or that weapon's going to be taken away from you. It's going to be used on you, and it's going to put all of our lives in danger too.
Okay.
That was a few years ago.
Okay. I don't care if it was a few years ago. He's talking about Byrd.
Michael Byrd,
who was promoted to captain after murdering Ashley Babbitt. Now, I don't have my glasses on, my dear. Would you care to read? And Mullen, here's the problem I've got. You go on to a television show and you praise this man, basically. You've got sympathy for Michael Byrd. Now, you're either ignorant or you didn't know your facts.
No, I go with
But this
two.
is the guy that is supposed to be heading up the Department of Homeland Security.
Let me preface this a little bit. The Capitol Police...
She's going to be nicer to you.
But the Capitol Police, in my opinion, what we've seen now in the last 6 years now, is like the Jeffrey Epstein of whatever Jeffrey Epstein did. The Capitol Police have dirt on all of these senators and congressmen. Okay?
And if they don't, they can make it up.
And Mark Wayne Mullen is drinking the Kool-Aid, okay?
No, he's either ignorant or Trump has made a terrible decision in appointing him.
Well, the guy's
or nominating him.
The guy has anger issues. That's
all right,
the problem.
let's go to Byrd.
All
let's go to Byrd, Mr. Mullen, so that hopefully we can help educate. If there is a degree of ignorance, we can help educate you.
He said that Michael Byrd has, this great record and all this other stuff. In 2001, Michael Byrd was recommended for termination after he allegedly abandoned his post in the Speaker's office to play cards in a nearby cloakroom.
Well, maybe what happened is Mr. Mullen forgot that happened because it was back in 2001.
25 years ago.
Yeah, maybe okay. Should we give him a break on that one?
No, firearms-related issues. Multiple
wait a minute.
problems.
Didn't Mr. Mullen say that he didn't go into work planning on discharging his weapon into an unarmed female?
Into a group, no less.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a
but
cop.
what happened? What happened? Because we could spend this whole damn segment on this.
He had multiple problems, including failing a shotgun qualification test, failing an FBI background check for a weapons purchase, he's a Capitol Police officer, having his police powers revoked on more than one occasion for failing to complete semi-annual firearms qualifications.
Mr. Mullen, us being able to give you the excuse that you're simply ignorant on this is starting to wane.
This
What's
is the
next,
biggie.
Donna?
This is the biggie.
Well, we're going to go through all of them.
Off-duty firearms discharge. Referred to Maryland state prosecutors after firing his service weapon at a stolen car that was fleeing in his neighborhood, with a neighbor reportedly in the line of fire.
Mr.
That
Mullen.
kind of sounds familiar.
Nominee Mullen, are you not doing your research?
Suspended for 33 days in 2018 and 2019 without pay after leaving his loaded service weapon unattended in a Capitol Visitor Center bathroom.
Now, we're not talking about Mr. Mullen here. We're talking about Captain Byrd.
Michael Byrd.
Michael Byrd, that murdered Ashley Babbitt. Sadly, that Mark Wayne Mullen is embracing and comforting on January 6th.
He also said that Byrd shouted, before he fired. First of all, even if he did shout, which he didn't, there's glass there. Nobody was going to hear. He's firing through glass. I mean, come on.
What else, Donna?
Right.
What else do we have that we need to educate Mr. Mullen with?
Off-duty confrontation in 2015. A conduct unbecoming an officer complaint from a fellow officer, a Montgomery County MD police officer, after an alleged off-duty incident at a high school football game with racial overtones sustained, resulting in a 7-day suspension without pay. There are multiple referrals to the U.S. Capitol Police of professional responsibility over the years, including at least 2 firearms-related incidents, 1 an off-duty confrontation. He was promoted from lieutenant to captain in 2023 after he
Mr.
killed
Mullen,
Ashley Babbitt.
I would suggest, and you can do what you want, man, because you're a big guy over there on Capitol Hill. I would suggest that you retract and correct everything you said in that interview about Michael Byrd, and then walk away from the nominee in shame.
Well, he also said warrants should be obtained recently to go into any business or home which they aren't actively chasing a criminal if it's an ICE investigation. I mean, this is ridiculous. So the criminals have more say in everything than we do. Apparently.
I ate up your entire segment with
did.
that. But you want to know something? You are reprehensible, sir.
Yeah, well.
And, maybe it's just that you're uneducated with this.
All right, let's go to switch down here, Ron, to a couple things. I want to just play Chuck Schumer in a second here. After Don,
I need to open
Don
up my
needs his CBD.
sinuses.
With what's going on with the Save America Act, the videotape always tells the truth. Let's go back to Chuck Schumer in March of 1996.
Let's admit the truth. Everywhere people go, they're asked for a Social Security card. In fact, one way to prove you're a bone.
Every blurry and low vision sufferer must try this daily ritual that is leaving doctors speechless. If you wear glasses or contacts, you must see this. An award-winning doctor reveals an astonishing, natural way to reclaim the 2020
Bona fide person who can have a job is to ask for a driver's license and a Social Security card. This is an anti-fraud amendment. Over where we go, people say, well, why can't you stop illegal immigrants or others from coming here? And the number one answer we give our constituents is when they come here, they can get jobs, get benefits against the law because of fraud.
Lens lice.
Yeah. And that's what he is. And gee, all of a sudden now, because they know they probably wouldn't have gotten elected if we had free and fair elections. Seth Keshel, by the way, who does great work with election integrity, said the GOP Senate would be more like 62-38 if we actually passed the SAVE Act or at least had election integrity.
You think?
And there's somebody I suggest you guys follow. His name is Shiloh Marks.
Yes.
Shiloh Marks. He's at the Integrity...
MARX.
As in Groucho. IntegrityFirstAlliance.org. He has a state-by-state breakdown on X of all the lawmakers who oppose the SAVE Act, including Lisa Murkowski, who apparently bloviated for 40 minutes on the Senate floor last week. Around 611,000 registered voters in Alaska in 2024, but 540,000 of them were of voting age. So
that's the word of the week.
That's just
word of the week is bloviated.
I mean, this is why all these people, Democrat and Republicans,
suck.
They know they really weren't reelected.
Remember last week we said you people suck, or 2 weeks ago? You people still suck.
Yeah.
You're sucking 2 weeks later.
It's just so ridiculous. You've got all these people that you know were not elected. Rogers in Michigan, Hove D, or however you pronounce his name, in Wisconsin.
How about those two frauds out of Georgia?
Brown in Nevada. Carrie Lake should have been in there in Arizona, and Ossoff and Warnock should not be here in Georgia. It's pretty obvious. We're going to get to some Georgia elections later on in the show. But this is unbelievable what's going on. And as of the recording of the show, they're still sort of doing whatever they can because Thune really doesn't want to help Donald Trump.
They're bloviating.
They're bloviating. That's what they're doing. You know, it gets me real quick. Hakeem Jeffries. ICE can go nowhere near schools, houses of worship, hospitals, or polling sites. That explains it right there. If ICE goes near polling sites, what is he so afraid of? We'll be back with more Cowboy Logic right after this.
Hey, everybody. You guys know with Cowboy Logic, we don't take any sponsors without fully vetting them and checking them out. Sugar Creek Goods is one of those companies that we have partnered with for a number of years. They're big supporters of the Jan 6 community, and we appreciate not only the fact that they do that, but they make great American-made products. SugarCreekGoods.com. Don't forget that. We've got the Cowboy Logic collection that they designed specifically for Donna and me. Tack Room, Barn Party, and Silver Fox, along with the Silver Fox Body Butter. Let me tell you guys about the Silver Fox, okay? That scent. My mom, when she passed away, I had one bottle of cologne that she bought me years before. I still had some in it. I hung on to that. I've had it all these years. She died in 2005. I sent that cologne to Sugar Creek Goods, and I said, can you emulate that smell? So I'll never forget it. This is the product of that. This is the result. Sugar Creek Goods, Silver Fox, and the Silver Fox Body Butter. They nailed it. They absolutely nailed it. It's the same thing. It's like my mom's in the room with me. SugarCreekGoods.com. Promo code 1776 gets you a big discount. And if you pick up the Cowboy Logic collection, Tack Room soap, Barn Party soap, and the Silver Fox soap, along with the Silver Fox Body Butter, she'll send proceeds to Stand in the Gap for you. Support the J6ers. Support our sponsors. Go to SugarCreekGoods.com.
That's pretty cool.
I'm digging doing this stuff, y'all. I hope you like it because
Kids-
I'm putting a lot of time into it.
Kids,
and
ask your parents about Mission Impossible.
that's right.
That's
you guys that are
classic.
old like us, you like that tape machine at the end? Hey,
And many
Donna,
people will recognize
I
that.
failed to mention something earlier, and that is that you've got a beautiful blue beaver on.
Oh, thank you. And you shaped it.
I can't believe you just said
Let's
that.
continue with Joe Kent. Okay.
Hey,
He
do
was-
liberal, ugly, man-women-looking creatures have blue beavers to match their hair?
Stop. They probably do. Especially that woman who's like 800 years old from Connecticut, the congresswoman.
We might see
What the
some of
hell's her
those.
name?
We might see some of those pod creatures in a video that we're going to play here in a little while. But go ahead,
Yes, we
Donna,
will.
with business. Joe
Okay.
Kent. Joe Kent.
First of all, he was investigated weeks ago, well before his resignation.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is he a leaker? Well, we're not really privy to that. Stop that. You know what I'm talking about.
We got a bleeder. We got a bleeder. We got a leaker.
All right, he's suspected of leaking. But here's my theory. Joe Kent has gotten remarried. Now, his first wife died tragically,
Yep.
serving our country, and we thank her and him, obviously, for their service. But his new wife, whom he married in 2023, is named Heather Kaiser. She's a far leftist anti-Trumper, works with Gray Zone. She is a West Point grad, and she did serve as well. But since 2020, she's returned to do some research and analysis. All I can say is maybe there's some pillow talk that went on there, and that might have been what was leaked. We'll see.
Let me
but
talk to you.
nobody's mentioning his new wife.
Ron, can you come in here a second? I need to get your input on this as well. Okay?
Okay.
You're a conservative dude, and you're also very happily married to the beautiful Misty. Okay?
Correct. Yeah.
I'm a conservative dude, and I am very happily married to my little blue beaver girl right here. Okay? Can you imagine, as a conservative dude, or even as somebody that's got functioning brain cells, marrying a liberal woman?
Ironically, my wife wasn't always conservative.
But she is now. And
She
was
is
probably
now.
a lib.
She is converted.
That's right. But the thing is, when you married her and she would have been more left-leaning,
Medical freedom starts with access. Most pharmacies decide for you, not with you. All family pharmacies.
this was also back in an era where they weren't frickin'
That's right.
nutcases.
They had common sense. They
That's
had
exactly
more
right.
cowboy
Okay.
logic. I mean, we always said we could disagree politically,
Well, and you
but
grew up-
we will. Yeah, I grew up in commie lib territory.
Well, she was a Kennedy Democrat
Essex
family.
County, New Jersey. Doesn't get any
But-
more
Yeah.
lib than that.
Could
Right
you
outside Newark.
imagine marrying a current day liberal woman or whatever their gender actually is?
You know what, Ron? I'm going to throw you a curve here because on that
Okay.
Hit
me.
vein. All right. Trump derangement syndrome is huge. I want to play a cut from Caitlin Bennett. This is man on the street, woman on the street. Caitlin's does a great job.
He's got to fire off a video while he's
I
looking
got
at the
it.
camera.
I'm ready.
Oh, he's
Okay.
on top of his game.
All right. She actually went out there and said, do you pick Islamists over
MAGA?
MAGA? Check this
more in
out.
common with a Trump supporter or a radical Islamist?
Radical Islamist.
You saw someone wearing one of those red hats chanting "Make America Great Again," or you saw someone shouting "Allahu Akbar" running down the breezeway here. Who would you feel more safe with?
The one shouting Allahu Akbar. Yeah.
You would support the radical Islamists.
Yeah.
What is it about Trump supporters that you don't think you'd get along with them so well?
I'm gay.
But you would get along with the radical Islamists?
Yes.
And you're gay?
Yes.
In solidarity with radical Islamists, would you look at the camera and say in solidarity, Allahu Akbar?
Allahu Akbar.
And would you say, make America great again in solidarity with the Trump supporters?
No.
What is a bigger threat to America today, radical Islam or Trump supporters?
Trump supporters.
I'll say Trump.
Trump supporters in MAGA.
Yeah.
I would say Trump supporters in MAGA.
I would have to go with the Trump supporters.
Trump supporters in MAGA.
Trump supporters in MAGA.
I'd say MAGA. But we should be able to allow people to be who they are.
Yeah. Even if they're a radical Islamist.
Yes. There's no right to judge them.
So if someone came running down the street, Allahu Akbar, or if there was someone on the opposite side saying, "Make America great again," got my red hat on, which side would you run to?
I don't know.
As Christians, and we're following Christ, do you think it's important to call out radical Islam?
No, because it's a freedom of religion.
Yeah, it's a freedom of religion.
How many terrorist attacks did Trump supporters engage in last week?
So many.
Just guess.
Thousands.
If you're a radical Islamist watching this right now, we pray for your conversion.
It's whatever they want to do, then do it. 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 Whatever they want to do, then do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you just watched is proof that you can self-induce your own lobotomy and still function. That, I don't even know what to say about it.
It's scary. Even Tommy Robinson posted after that, "America, you are much farther along than I thought. God bless you." By the way, Tommy Robinson is going to be at the Real America's Voice warehouse. He's amazing. This guy was thrown in jail 1,000,000 times in the UK for speaking out the truth. And he's going to be at the America First warehouse on April 11th. If you're around there, please try to go see him. But this is really bad. I mean, gays for Palestine. How stupid can you be? It's just unbelievable to me. And then you've got CARE, which has been labeled a terrorist organization, sued to allow 4 Islamic schools to be a part of the school voucher program in Texas. All right, they're trying to take over Texas. I know Steve Bannon's been doing great work with that. We are paying for our own demise. It's $10,000 per child. And a Barack Obama appointed judge named Alfred Bennett is the one that said we can extend the deadline so more of these Islamic schools can actually go forth and you don't have to go to public school anymore. Just go to Islamic school and get a lobotomy. All right. I think from now on, Elon Musk, by the way, he's so awesome. Elon Musk is offering to pay the salaries of the TSA agents during this DHS shutdown. Again, it's another Democrat BS. And what we want you to do is say grok it instead of Google it. Because part of the problem with these people right there, by the way, is the fact that people Google everything, and 2% of Google's top morning articles are right-leaning. 2%, 98% left-leaning. So that's 24 billion clicks a month. No wonder people like what we just saw with Caitlin Bennett's little man on the street there think that Allah Akbar is safer to say than MAGA. This is really scary. Apple News went 3 straight months without a single article for an American conservative outlet. Not a single one. So say grok it coming up. Don't say Google it. Grok it. How about that? And I want to mention real quick, Project 2029. Governor Pritzker is openly revealing that Democrats are going to jail and bankrupt Republicans. They're going to weaponize the DOJ. They're going to use the NGO and civil suits to bankrupt Republicans through lawfare. Remember, Susan Rice talked about that, too. The best defense is a good offense. These guys play for keeps. We're going to talk about that coming up with Ryan Millsap, who's running in Georgia 10th. He's seen it firsthand, how lawfare is basically trying to shut anybody on the right up, and the left is very, very well organized.
If you want 2020 to come back again, don't vote in November. It's that simple. You need to get off your ass. We need to get off our asses. And you need to get everybody that you know off their asses and vote, or we're going to lose the House and we're going to lose the Senate, and then we're going to see 2020 all over again.
Yep.
And it's because outlets like CNN are doing their
Oh, you got to bleep that out.
Got to bleep it out.
We're going to give you 18 seconds of how to save America, folks, because CNN sucks.
I blocked CNN at my mom's house using parental controls. Now she keeps calling me saying she can't watch the news. And that's how you save America. Everybody have a good night.
CNN really sucks. 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 That's why you're watching Cowboy. Logic unreal. America's voice.
Patriots Relief, your America First CBD company. We are Christian, conservative, and committed to helping you feel your best. Are you tired of chronic pain holding you back? It's time for a change. Experience the remarkable healing properties of CBD, expertly designed to alleviate pain and promote internal balance. Patriots Relief is here for you. Visit our website or call now. Use your promo code to unlock exclusive savings. Patriots Relief, helping you get out of pain and live life to the fullest.
Good Morning America is brought to you by Pfizer.
CBS Health Watch sponsored by Pfizer.
Anderson Cooper 360. Brought to you by Pfizer.
ABC News Nightline. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Making a difference. Brought to you by Pfizer.
CNN Tonight. Brought to you by Pfizer. Early Start. Brought to you by Pfizer. Friday night on Aaron Burnett Out Front. Brought to you by Pfizer.
This week with George Stephanopoulos is brought to you by Pfizer.
Today's countdown to the... Every blurry and low vision sufferer must try this daily ritual that is leaving doctors speechless. If you wear glasses or contacts, you must see this. An award-winning doctor reveals an astonishing, natural way to reclaim the...
Royal Wedding is brought to you by Pfizer.
And now a CBS Sports Update brought to you by Pfizer.
Meet the Press Data Download brought to you by Pfizer.
This portion of CBS This Morning sponsored by Pfizer.
On how to find the hidden sugars in the American family diet. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This portion of CBS This Morning sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, everybody, this is Don Newen and Donna Fiducia with Cowboy Logic. And this episode is brought to you by ivermectin.
I don't know. I don't have any ivermectin on
That's
the set
because we
anymore,
have it
but
upstairs because we took it this morning.
Every week we take our ivermectin.
Yep.
And Don hasn't been sick. I had a little bit of a cold when I took an airplane flight up to New Jersey to see my kids a couple of years ago. But aside from that,
Yeah, but it
knock
was
on wood,
mice nuts. It was
knock on
nothing.
wood,
Yeah,
we're doing okay.
Wood. Yeah, but here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to jump into a little different area of health and wellness, and we're going to get educated right along with you. So before we even get started on this, get something to write with.
Yep.
Okay? We're going to have a crawl going across the top of the screen, like we do sometimes for you guys, that's going to give you two different websites. One website, if you go to it, you can purchase things. If you use our promo code 1776, you'll get a 10% discount. The other website, which is b17works.com, you can go there and you can get a free PDF version of our next guest's books. So let's get into learning something here, ladies and gentlemen. Rick Hill, welcome to Cowboy Logic, sir.
Thank you. It's good to be here. You two are a lot of fun. Did you know that?
Oh,
well, we can be.
We try. We try. Not always, but we try. Let me do a quick introduction here, Rick. You are a cancer survivor for over 51 years. And the American Cancer Society doesn't like that.
They don't like you.
You didn't use any of their therapies. And for the first time, you're really out there telling the real story. We know and we love G. Edward Griffin. We emceed the Red Pill Expo, and we got married there actually back in 2020.
Yep. Surprise wedding.
You have spoken at some of these Red Pill Expos as well. Now, we are of the, ivermectin, fenbendazole, menbendazole camp, and there's even chlorine dioxide. You say B17, which is also known as Laetrile, but vitamin B17 is the key. Again, B17works, WORKS.com is the website, and RNCstore.com, promo code 1776 will get you all of this information. And it supports Cowboy Logic, our promo code 1776 for everything. Tell us your background and what exactly happened to you. I mean, in the last 50 years, you've gotten doctors. Dr. John Richardson was, they kind of lambasted him, went after him with all of these alternative treatments because Big Pharma rules the roost.
Yeah, the year was 51 years ago. I was at the Mayo Clinic for stage 3 embryonal cell high grade, which is like stage 4, embryonal cell carcinoma. And it was cancer of the lymphatic system. So to find out how bad I was, they did what's called exploratory surgery, which is kind of like an autopsy. And they cut me. I've got a scar 14 inches long. They cut me open, took my organs out, clipped lymph nodes off along my spine. Then they operated on my neck. They found it, and my lymphatics. They operated on my feet. They found it. And then they just sewed me up. And they said, when I came to a couple days later, the Mayo Clinic served me white bread, Jell-O, and 7-Up.
Could have been Diet Coke. I mean, that's what's keeping Donald Trump going. But
I know. Every time he talks about her, I see him drink it. I just want to shake him. I like him. I'm a Trump guy. But Donald, wise up here. You want to live, and
he's got good genes. He's got good genes. All right, but a lot of this is B17, also known as Laetrile. But what's apricot seed? Is that all part of that same thing?
Yeah, it's actually what the injectables are made of. That is a B17 apricot kernel or pit. That is inside the pit of an apricot, the hard shell. You break that open with a hammer if you're curious. And that's what's on the inside. It doesn't taste like an almond. It's very bitter, but it's got an amaretto finish, which is really quite nice. Bakers buy them to make amaretto muffins and all that. But some cultures, especially hundreds of years ago, this was a staple in their diet, like the Hunzas. And MSNBC did a recent story on it and admitted that these people lived to be 125, 130 years old, good teeth, good eyes, and cancer was not a part of their history at all. Oh. Didn't happen. And they admitted that these people would eat 30 or 40 of these a day. I wouldn't recommend that right out of the blocks. But beautiful story. And that was brought back to the United States, and we started using it. And when it started working, like I used it, that's when all what broke loose. They started go ahead.
No, I know G. Edward Griffin has talked a lot about the apricot seed, a lot. And I would assume that he attributes a lot of that to you.
And he's 94 years old now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's...
and that's like 10 billion in dog years. On a serious note here, explain very quickly how people can find this B17, because that's the kind of emails I'm going to get. Where do we get it?
We're not going to eat 8 million apricot seeds a day.
Where do we find it?
The good news is because it's a food item, we can ship it legally. And you can go to RNC, like Rick, Nancy, Cat, rncstore.com. And there you could get a prevention bundle or the pro bundle. It's just 3 products. I use them every day. That's a B17. There it is, Laetrile. And then I want to take a minute to talk about one of the products that we don't talk about much, and that is the Pro Enzymes. Those are very, very important, maybe even more important than the B17. But you can get all those at rncstore.com. And if you use 1776 in the discount code at the end of your order, you can save 10%. Mm-hmm. That's right, 10%. Because Cowboy Logic has set that up for you so that you can save it. And I eat these in low amounts every day, but I started with a little more aggressive, and that is that I took these ampules, you stick the needle in the top and put it here like the guy under the bridge. And I took 6 grams of this for 21 days straight. This is just cold pressed of those seeds I showed you. And I was down to 120 pounds. I was on morphine. This was not an ingrown toenail. The American Cancer Society used to publish newspaper articles if I spoke in a city saying maybe.
Still battling nerve pain no matter what you try? Gabapentin, pregabalin, even pricey therapies. They only numb the symptoms while your nerves keep breaking down. But Stanford researchers uncovered the real cause. Toxic plaques called Aegis.
He never had cancer in the first place because they own chemotherapy. Mm-hmm. The American Cancer Society, 5FU.
Well, here's the thing.
Well, hold on. I gotta ask you this question. We got less than 2 minutes left in this segment.
Yeah.
That last vial that you held up, is that available on the website?
It is. RNC
okay, and
store.
that is an injectable?
Yeah.
So that would actually, and that's not intramuscular, right? That's intravenous? Right. Okay.
Oh, so you got to have a professional do that.
You got to have a professional do that unless.
Agreed.
Okay.
And we counsel them that if they call
so
up
if somebody's got some major cancer issues, that's what they need to go after. Mm. John and Jane Doe that are trying to use things as prophylactics or preventatives don't need to get that.
I would
Am
not
I correct?
Quite honestly, with horses, I'm even afraid to do intravenous. I wouldn't suggest it unless you really have a professional like a nurse.
But I need to know, am I correct with that, sir?
You are, yeah.
Okay.
It's like charging hell with a squirt gun. Mm-hmm. Good idea, but not enough firepower to go after a stage 4, you know what.
Okay. So any of our viewers that are really battling cancer, rncstore.com, promo code 1776, and go after the vial, but find somebody that can actually do this injection properly. Mm-hmm. Anybody that wants to try to prevent cancer, go pick up the B17 at the store. Use promo code, get your discount. We're going to dive more into this, Rick, when we get back, because this is fascinating. I don't look like I'm into wellness and health, but I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I don't ever get sick, and I'm digging that.
B17works.com or rncstore.com, promo code 1776 for 10% off. We'll be right back.
This crazy world is telling you your sons can be daughters and your daughters can be your sons. When will the madness stop? Never. So you have to decide, will you comply or defy? They tell us all, you will own nothing, eat bugs, and be happy. Is this why America's largest food processing plants and food supply plants keep burning down? Do you really think this is a coincidence? Of course not. The system is telling us right to our faces what they have planned for us. You have a choice. Comply or simply defy their plan for us all. Defy the system's plan and execute your own plan. Abundant, safe, secure natural food supply. Introducing the Food Forest Bible. This bestseller by Jovan Hutton Pulitzer is the single most complete, executable, easy-to-follow plan for sustainable, self-managing food production for self-sufficiency and food security. For the first time ever, a coffee table, heirloom quality full color book which unlocks the ancient secrets of creating a food forest. Imagine planting in a way which requires no digging, no pesticides, and creates massive ancient food abundance. No fooling. Food forests are the ancient secret to planning and planting once. And have your own Garden of Eden, which will feed your families for decade after decade. Buck the system. Buck the New World Order and order your very own copy of Jovan Hutton Pulitzer's Food Forest Bible. Learn how to create a sustainable, self-managing, natural food production for self-sufficiency and food security for your family. Side yard, small yard, backyard, backlot, or even lots of acres, the Food Forest Bible works for everyone. Order on Amazon, hardcover, softcover, or ebook. Don't comply. Expertly defy the system.
You stole first steps, first games, first I love you. Turn family photos into evidence for the crew. Every bedtime story now ends with the cage. Your scalpel cut deep, we bleed rage. If you hear the children crying daddy's name, can you hear the children crying mommy's name? Can you hear the children crying our names? Can you hear the children? Can you hear the children? Still there, though the world turned its back. 1,500 ghosts in the aftermath. They can lock the doors, they can silence the song, but the fire in our hearts keeps burning on. Still there, raise your fist to the sky. 1,500 voices will never die. From the cells to cell block C to B, you can hear the battle cry. Still there. Still there.
All right,
This is
everybody, still
fascinating
there.
stuff.
Still there. Now, listen,
there.
very quickly. Go download the song. We will make zero money on it. Every penny from downloads of that song will go to Stand in the Gap and will help J6ers. Please download the song. All right, let's get back into health and wellness here. Rick, we've got two websites that are crawling along the top of the screen there for our viewers. Ladies and gentlemen, please write these down now. The B17works.com website is very different and serves a different purpose than rncstore.com, where they can use a promo code 1776. Please discuss the difference between those two and how our viewers can benefit by going to both of those websites.
Yeah, the rncstore.com is the Richardson Nutrition Center website where you can legally purchase B17, also called Laetrile. The other products that we've talked about, you can do that and get a 10% discount because this program set up a discount code that you do at the end where you will receive a 10% discount, which was nice of them to do that. The other website, B17works.com, there is a one-page questionnaire that you can fill out. You just click on an orange bar that says, take me to a provider. fill out the one-page questionnaire, and chances are good that, especially if you're stage 3 or 4, I will call you and say, tell me your story. Here's what I would do if I were you, and direct you to products, direct you to doctors. You don't have to go this alone. That's what we do. So those are 2 good websites. And at the B17works.com, I will give you, at no charge, G. Edward Griffin's book, 300 pages, called World Without Cancer. A beautiful book.
Which
And
he
that
wrote
will tell
decades
you-
ago with Richardson, with the Dr. John Richardson, who has passed on. He wrote that decades ago. And
it's still...
Yeah.
And then my book, which is Too Young to Die. I've sold 100,000 copies of this, speaking, but I'm not trying to sell you one. I'm trying to give you one if you'll just log on to B17works.com. By the way, I take no prescriptions, medicine. I'm 75 years old. I don't have what I see people my age having. And
Every blurry and low vision sufferer must try this daily ritual that is leaving doctors speechless. If you wear glasses or...
I've taken ivermectin, but over the years, I've eaten organically, mostly raw, take care of myself, and you're rewarded every single day. I have people say, well, it's my life and I want to enjoy it. I'm going to eat all this stuff I like. And I say, have you ever been in a hospital where they're taking care of ill people? They're not enjoying anything.
Yeah.
So it's so good to take care of yourself, as you two do. Look at you.
Well, I got to be honest with you. I eat Cheetos. I am so bad. I just love those damn things. And Puppy Bannon likes Cheetos too. So it's not good. Substances found in nature cannot be patented. And that's the real big thing. Apricot seeds. I mean, this is why you were targeted. Did COVID surprise you at all with what they tried to do?
I was taken by surprise, although I called Dr. Contreras at the Oasis of Hope hospital where I went, which is oasisofhope.com. And I said to him, I got this little job I do, and they said they'd fire me if I didn't take this COVID vaccine. He said, then sell pencils on the corner. Don't take that vaccine. Not now, not ever. And I said, okay, got it. But tell me why. He said, you can't believe the numbers of patients that I've had taken that vaccine that were in remission 10, 20, 30 years, 51 for me, and they're relapsing.
Turbo
They're sick
cancers.
again.
Turbo cancers.
Turbo.
My cousin, 56 years old, was in remission with bladder cancer. The Oasis of Hope Hospital, oasisofhope.com, that's in Tijuana. But again, that's that's just one hospital. Again, if people want to check that out. But all the stuff, when they can call you and talk to you, can find out all about this.
Hey, there's a reason our own Dr. X-Ray moved from the United States to Mexico and said, screw you, during COVID.
Yeah.
There's a reason he did it. And
the food is better,
Mrs. X-Ray is immensely more healthy now.
But real quick, when you were diagnosed and they kind of sewed you back up and said, go home to die, essentially, when you found out, how much time was it before you were able to turn your health around with the Laetrile, the B17, the apricot seed?
Well, I left for Tijuana not long after they had done that surgery. And when I got down there, they gave me 21 days of the injectable IV right here. So in 21 days, God is my witness, I walked out of that place off morphine, color back, appetite back, standing straight up, 21 days. Now, I don't believe I was cured. I don't think any of us are ever cured. Think if I went back living the way I used to live, Cheetos a part of it. If I went back doing what I used to do,
I'm in so much trouble. Well, I honestly believe, tell me if I'm wrong here.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Finish what you were saying, because if you'd have gone back to that, maybe.
I probably would get cancer again, but I had a terrible diet. McDonald's 3 times a week. My mother was Southern. Everything was fried in lard, white bread and gravy. That's the way we ate.
Yeah.
Tell me if I'm wrong here, though. I mean, I always think we do have cancers in us because we don't know we have stage 1 or stage 2. It's when it's 3 or 4 that you start to have issues. So if there's ways you can contain it, it's almost like if you're a diabetic, you get insulin. You can live with it in stage 1 or stage 2 if these things can control it. Am I wrong here?
That's why I take the enzymes. In chapter 5 of this book, most important chapter in here, Dr. John Beard was treating people with stage 4 cancer with pancreatic enzymes. And when the government found out about it, they went after him.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But I take those enzymes twice a day on an empty stomach because that's, like Dr. Soon says, that's what can unmask the cancer cells. Did you know, according to chapter 5, you had those cells when you were in gestation. But in the 3rd month, your pancreas kicked in big time, dumped a bunch of chymotrypsin into your system. And so you were born without those rapidly replicating cells. And Dr. Beard looked at it under a microscope and said, this looks like cancer to me. Why aren't these babies all dead? And then he found out the 3rd month dump of pancreatic enzymes. And I don't have an umbilical cord anymore. I can't do that. But I can take pancreatic enzymes like RNC Store sells. So it's a 2-step punch. Enzymes, B17, both equally important.
All right, so G. Edward Griffin, a lot of people are going to say the name sounds familiar. He also wrote The Creature from Jekyll Island about the Fed. The guy's brilliant. He's 94 years old. His book, again, that he wrote with John Richardson, who's an MD that was attacked and everything, is called World Without Cancer, that you just talked about. All this stuff can be found at b17works.com. And again, you will personally call people if they fill out this form and you can help them. And rncstore.com, promo code 1776 for 10% off. It's fascinating. We went the ivermectin, menbendazole, fenbendazole.
Yeah, but we're going to try this.
But
we're going to give this a try.
We'll give it a try as well because the more
so should you, everybody.
The more the merrier, as far as I'm concerned, with this natural stuff. Unfortunately, this toxicity is out there, and this is the extreme care that people can use. Rick Hill, we thank you so much. Again, b17works.com. rncstore.com, promo code 1776, and the book, World Without Cancer. We'll be back with more right after this.
Confidence that a good pickup man brings to an event. Nobody will ever give him credit for it. Thousands and thousands of miles driven, hundreds and hundreds of hours of being a good steward, and a horseman will never be recognized. But that one instant when he might have saved your son, your brother, your friend, by being in the right place at the right time.
Drinking warm water with cinnamon before bed eliminates this parasite from the pancreas and resets blood sugar levels and reverses type 2.
Baby, barn party drummers.
Love them.
You rock. And we would be remiss, because we were remiss last week or 2 weeks ago. Dana.
Dana, sorry.
We got to say Dana's name.
We forgot to mention you a couple weeks ago.
And you know what? He didn't seem too butthurt about it.
Nah, well.
So we're pretty impressed with that. All right.
Cowboy Logic.
It's time to get down to business.
Laser.
Oh, yeah. Get your drumsticks, everybody.
Cowboy Logic.
Signature drumsticks made by El Ronbo.
.com.
All right.
All right.
Let's get down to business.
We're going to
select some MAGA people.
Yes.
People.
We are focusing on elections right now, especially here in Georgia, where it's so important. Because what are we at? 315,000 ballots that were found to be bogus, and the left is still fighting to keep those ballots. So
but it was the most secure election in modern history.
Which is BS. Okay, so let's bring in Ryan Millsap. Ryan, hey.
What's up, Ryan?
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
Okay,
absolutely.
Let me introduce you. You're running for Georgia 10th, which was vacated by Mike Collins, who we want to continue on in the Senate. So here's the deal. You got mad as hell and pretty much decided you weren't going to take it anymore. If folks remember, there was a cop city outside Atlanta, some 40 acres or so, pretty close to Atlanta. And you had property close to it, and basically Antifa destroyed a lot of... You're in construction, just like Trump. You're going to self-fund your own campaign, which is awesome. But give us background on this whole thing, because you were a victim of this Antifa violence.
No, that's right. I'm a businessman by trade, a real estate developer. I owned a lot of apartments in the past, and then I built a huge movie studio in Atlanta in 2015 and 2016, opened it in 2017. I ran it for about 6 years. But along the way, I bought a land around that area. And after I sold my movie studio, I kept some of the land that I had completed a land swap, 53 acres, that I gave the county of DeKalb County, and DeKalb County gave me 40 acres back. And that 40 acres sat next to what is today the police training facility that is known as Cop City. And when Antifa decided that they didn't want to see Cop City happen, they couldn't find somebody who was like a face of that they wanted to burn down. And so they made me their boogeyman. They made me their effigy that they wanted. And they used my land as a staging post for this grand demonstration against Cop City. Now, the land owned by Atlanta is in DeKalb County, but because it was owned by the city of Atlanta, they could send their own police. And so they did. They had a great police force around that piece of land. My land was in DeKalb County, so I was dependent on DeKalb County sheriffs and DeKalb County police. And the DeKalb County leadership at the time, Michael Thurman, who's running for governor right now, Michael Thurman decided that he was not going to let the police enforce the laws on my land. He told me he didn't want blood on his hands. And I said, listen, I don't really think that's a choice. You are the law enforcement. But so I didn't have any law enforcement to help me. And Antifa moved onto my property, set up shop, built themselves a little village. I had no way to get them off the land. They lived there for about 18 months. If anybody came on the land, they'd throw rocks, bottles, they'd attack people with masks on. They burned my equipment. They torched trucks, they torched tractors. They did hundreds of thousands of dollars of damage to equipment. But it's the tens of millions of dollars of economic harm that I've suffered, quite frankly, from their lawsuits, because they have a whole lawfare division. And so they have people on the ground. They have lawyers who are complicit with all of their Antifa ways. They have people inside the government who are Antifa sympathizers. In fact, there's a commissioner right now in DeKalb County who is a far left Antifa-tied commissioner. And what happens is these people all work together. Yeah. And so they not only took over my land, but they threatened my family. They came to my house. They sued me. They enlisted far-left journalists to write hit pieces about me, calling me a racist and an anti-Semite, trying to destroy my reputation so that they could have more political power. these are the kind of people that need to be destroyed in America.
And,
Why didn't we set bear traps and punji pits and things like that on the property? Just saying.
Well, listen, I mean, that's cowboy logic. There's no doubt about that.
But here's the thing. It's just like Chop City was over in Seattle. These people are so well organized. And for a lot of people who don't know, I know it's a different county. It's not Fulton County. But DeKalb County ain't much better, as you just are finding out. And
DeKalb County is probably worse, honestly. Like, because if you've dealt with Fulton County, there are difficulties, but there's a higher level of professionalism to their kind of mafia. DeKalb County is both mafia and broken. So it's the worst of the worst. It is truly a democratic dystopia.
Yeah, it is.
The beautiful thing about it for me is I'd never seen what a world truly looks like if all Democrats are in charge. And if you want to see that, you can go to DeKalb County and find out how terrible America would be if the Democrats ran the world. Because when the Democrats run the world, even if somebody is a slightly moderate Democrat, but they're on a commission with somebody who's far left, the far left person is going to run roughshod over everything there. Anytime they want, the far left person can dial up a fake protest and make it seem like it's just organic. And then they can say, I don't know, the people don't seem to want this. And then they can just cause all the chaos they want. So it is a absolute terrible place to try to do business, to try to live. A world run by Democrats is absolute terror.
Yep.
Yeah, and I always say the Republicans just eat their young while the Democrats circle the wagons, and that's exactly what they do. Now, the 10th, Georgia 10th, which was Mike Collins' district, a lot of people know this goes up into Athens, which is where Laken Riley was murdered. Again, you have these Democrat leftist policies. Athens is terrible, quite honestly. And you know, people, the Democrats, again, will take will take the back and have the back of these illegals that are repeat offenders in many cases, but, you know, can't say Laken Riley's name.
Well, last night I was actually out with the Oglethorpe County sheriffs, and I was on a patrol with them. They set up a roadblock. They were doing all this co-work with ICE. I mean, these guys are pros. Their county is run so beautifully. Their law enforcement is out of this world. I mean, these guys, every guy I met, I'm like, this is one of the best cops I've ever met. I mean, they really put it together. But when you start talking about what's going on in Athens, it needs to be fixed. The whole District 10 needs to look like the Oglethorpe County Sheriff's Department. I mean, these guys take their job seriously, and they're willing to work with ICE to get all these illegals out of our country. And we have to, because the Democrats have a flywheel of fraud that begins with illegal immigration. And that illegal immigration is used to get census counts up so they get more representation in Congress. And then they use that representation to pass bills that create all sorts of welfare opportunities that are used for welfare fraud. And that money all flows back to them, too. So that flywheel of fraud has to be broken, and it starts with immigration.
It starts with immigration and the fact that free stuff. You know, a lot of Americans like that free stuff, too. And once it gets to about 50 to 60%, you're screwed. And I personally don't want to pay taxes. And I personally don't want my vote negated by a person who's a leech on society. That's pretty much how so many Americans feel. That's why this SAVE Act is, you know, pretty much 70 to 90% to 20 to 30%. I mean, the Democrats, the legal Democrats that are Americans want it as well. All right, you're self-funded. We've got about a minute and a half. When we come back after the break, obviously want to get to your platform as well. But there's a guy named Eric Taylor, just continuing with all the garbage going on. He's the city manager of Social Circle, Georgia. He shut off the water at the ICE facility in his own town, again, against ICE that's trying to help us get rid of these illegals.
92% of people who have tingling or numbness in hands or feet are missing the warning signs of decaying nerves.
Now remember, I live 5 minutes from that, what they call ICE facility. It's not an ICE facility yet. Right now, it's just 1 million square feet of empty warehouse space that the feds supposedly have said they want to turn into an ICE facility. Now, I don't know all the details there. I would love to be involved in those conversations with the federal government around what it is they want to do there, what it is they're going to do for this community, trying to cut like an overall business deal that actually might be healthy. But you can't know that until you've had all the conversations. And so I don't know who's actually negotiating that. I don't know who's dealing with the feds on it. But the way that they're approaching it so far seems more adversarial than is necessary, because we got to go hear these guys out. If we want to get illegals out of our country, we got to have a plan. And the feds have a plan. ICE has a plan. Let's go hear them out and find out what they want to do.
Yeah.
Millsap,
But
the
these
number
guys,
4
remember,
America.
Donald Trump is.
Yeah.
Donald Trump has always been willing to pay for the things he wants.
Exactly.
So if they want it, let's figure out a deal.
All right. And we'll be back with more with Ryan Millsap, Georgia 10th, coming up right after this on Cowboy Logic.
This is my calling, carved in pain, born for the fight, baptized in flame. America bleeding, I heard the cry. Green Beret warrior, live free or die. Never Steel birds screaming through the night, mountains closing in, no room for light, frozen ground, no place to sleep, waiting in silence, counting the beats. Down in the dark, engines and guns, death being packed for the innocent ones. Finger on trigger, breath held tight, waiting to bring hell from the sky. Targets marked, no turning back, justice loaded, ready to crack. This is my calling, carved in pain, born for the fight, baptized in flame. Painted the target, thunder overhead, shockwaves screaming, bury the dead. Never forget. Never forget.
Never forget, everybody. Never forget. And we're not going to let you forget that song, because it's one that Donna and I wrote that hopefully we'll be releasing with the new relationship that we've got with Real America's Music. So you're going to find out a lot more about that down the road. But let's get back to making sure that the right person goes into District 10 GA.
That would be MAGA candidate Ryan Millsap. You are self-funded, which I love as well, because you don't have to give in to all these horrible people that want you going one way or the other. I got to ask you, of course, any relation to Ronnie Millsap? You know, I'm sure everybody's asking that.
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, no, really.
Well, listen, there's not a lot of Millsaps in the world. Most of them are related somehow. But I don't know Ronnie personally, but the Millsap clan is not that big.
Well, we actually learned about your candidacy through our buddy Siaka Massaquoi, who is an actor and a Jan Sixer we've had on our show a few times. We've met him, and he's just awesome. He moved out from L.A., east. I think he's in Tennessee, but I guess you had a working relationship with him because you had a film studio as well. Tell us, though, about your, you're solidly Republican, obviously, and MAGA, but tell us about your platform and what you're running on.
Well, I'm running to destroy the left, right? The left is eating this country alive. And frankly, I've been begging career politicians for years in Georgia to destroy this leftist Antifa commie mess that I've encountered. And they just don't have the spine for it, quite frankly. I mean, these career politicians, even in the Republican Party, they have tried to turn politics into a toll bridge where they think they can make money. And that is just not appropriate. We have to go take these seats back from these career guys so that they don't abuse the seats. And then we need to take that power and we need to use it to utterly abolish and destroy these Marxist communists that want to take over America. America is a place for individual liberty. America is a place where you can build the American dream, and that has to do with your dream. That has to do with you being able to chase your spiritual imagination into the kingdom of God. And these leftist commies hate everything about that. But we don't have enough politicians who are willing to go toe-to-toe with them because we have to fundamentally dismantle all of their funding sources. We need to starve them out, and we need to make them totally irrelevant in American politics. Now, that's going to take some time, but we got to start with the will to do it.
Yeah.
You know, Ryan, I have made it a practice for every candidate that's, especially going into the House of Representatives, to ask one simple question. And that question is, Donald Trump was elected in 2024 by an overwhelming mandate by that of the American people. Sadly, many of the people that are in the House of Representatives and the Senate are not honoring that mandate and those wishes of the American people. So I've asked candidates, when you go to D.C., will you carry that mandate, and you don't have to answer it yet, knowing that there will be times when you may disagree with a decision that President Trump has made, but you cannot disagree with the mandate. Sir, you are the only candidate that we have interviewed that I don't feel like I need to ask that question of.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about me. I'm going there to fight with Trump. I'm going there to be muscle for Trump. I'm going there to rip faces off, quite frankly. I mean, I'm tired of all this nonsense that we've all had to deal with. I watch the news and I think to myself, what adults are left in Washington? I mean, Donald Trump has done nothing but amazing things. Like, this guy has earned our trust over all the time he's been in public office. Every day that goes by, I found myself saying, this guy knows what to do with the information. This guy knows how to make the hard decisions. This guy has been proven right over and over and over again. And for our guys not to come behind him in battle, that is a failure, an absolute failure. We need to be championing his causes. We need to be fighting the left like it's a war. This is not friendly fire. I mean, this is not a friendly excursion. These are not people that actually like America. They want to destroy America, and we need to treat them as such. Trump understands this. They've tried to kill him. They've tried to ruin him financially. They've tried to ruin his reputation, and he just has fought on, and he is winning against them, but we have to come alongside and do the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Tell us what Blackhall is exactly, your company.
Well, Blackhall was the company that built the movie studios that I owned in Atlanta. I built 2 studios in London as well, one in LA. I sold all of that to private equity in 2021. Now, I kept the Blackhall name for everything except for Blackhall and studios together. And so I still use the Blackhall name. Like right now, I've been working really hard to build a Netflix competitor, and that has been all under the Blackhall umbrella.
Well, I bet Susan Rice would
Very nice.
Hear that.
Very nice. And I'm assuming you're not going to bring the Obamas on to create propaganda films.
That's what I'm saying. It's just unbelievable.
No, I mean, listen, we need to take back all of politics. We need to take back all of the legal system, which has been completely compromised to the Marxists. We need to take back entertainment. In the 80s and 90s, when we were having massive influence all over the world in entertainment, it was because we were telling real American stories about good versus evil. Americans at our core, this is a Christian nation that understands that we're trying to build the kingdom of God on earth, and that is good versus evil. And when we tell those stories of Rocky or Commando, these are stories about that are analogous to the fight we have in the principalities and powers of this world that are good versus evil. And if we forget that, we can't tell stories anymore, because humans at their core understand that you have to choose a side. And you're either on the side of good or you're on the side of evil. But these Marxists, they want to make it out to be that there is no such thing as good or evil. It's just whatever you feel like doing.
Yeah.
Well, that makes for bad stories, bad living, and a terrible country. All that needs to be destroyed.
Anything goes, no responsibility. Everybody gets a trophy. It's been going on for decades. Ironically, we just lost Chuck Norris, who was so key in exactly what you said and saying how great America was. All right, we've got a couple minutes left. Talk to the voters. Georgia 10th. This is being vacated by Mike Collins, and we want it to go into the Ryan Millsap column.
Listen, Georgia 10 is one of the most incredible districts in America. It's about 75% Republican. It is a gerrymandered district, but it is filled with real Americans who genuinely love freedom and genuinely want us to honor the Constitution and just leave their way of life alone. Now, that kind of group needs to bond together and form the foundation of a resistance against the left all the way across this country. My dream is that 10 years from now, the leftists will talk about the 10th district in their meetings and talk about how the 10th district rose up and destroyed them from the ground up and left them with no funding, left them with no voice, outed them for all the Marxist terribleness that they want to do to this country, and that they rue the day that they came against the Georgia 10th. And that's what we're going to do out here. It's the right group of people. It's the right group of people to serve as an example to the rest of America about what we're willing to take and what we're not willing to take. And I believe they're going to rise up and we're going to become something that we show signs of, but we're ready now to take it to another level where everybody in the whole United States is going to be talking about Georgia District 10.
Exactly. And the Save America Act, they're almost like embarrassing Thune to finally do something about it. But you're self-funded, but everybody, $5 to $10 here and there certainly helps. RyanMillsap4Congress.com. And what you see right there, Millsap, the number 4 America. That's at Millsap, the number 4 America. Ryan, we wish you good luck. Keep us posted. The primary is May 19th, so you got some time. Again, RyanMillsap4Congress.com, and May 19th is the primary here in Georgia, Georgia 10th, and this is the seat vacated by Mike Collins. We'll be back with more Cowboy Logic right after this.
How do you stay so fresh after 4 years of prison soap?
Man, it was tough, but I tell you what, the people from Sugar Creek Goods have really hooked me up.
Oh.
I prefer the Indiana sweet corn myself.
Yeah?
But for you, since to get this whole smell off of you,
yeah,
I'm going to recommend the Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, Romeo and Juliet.
Yes, it's very good.
Yeah.
And if you order from them, you can get the Cowboy Logic collection. And the donations go to January 6 defendants. And at the same time, you can use promo code 1776 and save yourself a little bit of money. And that includes something for the ladies. The body butter. Sugar Creek Goods. Whatever you need, it's just right for that time. You'll smell fresh and good. Even the horses love it.
Take my hand, I won't let go. You fall and
All right, Stronger Together.
Yep.
Hey, here's the deal, everybody. You guys all remember the song that A.J. Gaynor and I wrote called Stronger Together. And we are redoing that song just a little bit. But you heard a little bit of a tease of that on that bumper for our next guest here, which definitely kind of embodies the meaning of Stronger Together. Because for, a little over 4 years, and continuing on into the 5th and 6th year now, about the only way that I'm sure that our next guest was able to get.
Here's how to legally steal gasoline from gas stations. This programmer got fired from his job at a German car.
Through a day was with the fact that the J6 community was absolutely stronger together. Mm-hmm. Mickey Whithoff, our dear beloved sister, welcome to Cowboy Logic. And
hey, Don and Donna.
I want to bring something up to our beloved viewers that I have said to you countless times. I think the last time was when I walked up to you and I put my hands on your face and I looked right in your eyes. And that is, every time I look in your eyes, Mickey, I see your beautiful daughter, Ashley. And I've told you that many times, and I can't wait to see you again in person when I can walk up to you and from about a foot away be able to look into those eyes you have. We love you, Mickey.
Oh, thank you. You guys too. And anybody that is aware of anything that goes on in the Jan 6 community knows you guys have been there from the start. And so I know that, there are lots of people that really appreciate your interaction with them and your advocacy for the day and for the people and for the movement. So I just want to take time to thank you guys for being there and being players in the game.
Well,
you and Nicole Reffitt and obviously many others, but especially you and Nicole, were outside in the wind and the rain and the snow and the heat, outside the D.C. Gulag, singing that national anthem at 9 o'clock with the Antifa princess across the street blaring in everybody's eyes and ears. And it was unbelievable because it became so obvious after a while, Mickey, that she was paid because she'd be there for like 1 hour and then all of a sudden would leave. So, she gets the 1 hour. It's just, I don't know how you put up with that.
Well, it was hard to put up with that, but we slowly won the police over. I mean, not won them over, but when we first got there, they were a lot less friendly than they, ended up being before we left, because they realized we weren't there to cause trouble. We were there to come pray and sing and just have some fellowship on the corner for a couple hours and then clean up and go home. We were never the ruckus starters, and it became obvious to them that, we were there for our own reasons and that people were sent just to agitate us and scream the ugliest things you can imagine at us.
Yeah.
Well, I can't remember the year, Mickey, but there was a Thanksgiving that we spent with you on that corner. Uh-huh. And it was either 22, 23.
It's 22, I think.
And as we were leaving, I was talking to one of those cops that was down there. And in no uncertain terms, he basically said, hey, man, many of us are behind exactly what you guys are doing. And that was a relief as we were leaving there to know that there were cops that were around that corner by the D.C. jail that were in your corner, even if they couldn't come out and show that outwardly. Whoever that cop was said that to us as we were leaving, and it gave us a lot of comfort, given the fact that we wouldn't see you for a while.
Yeah, we definitely had our share of protection there on the corner, and some of the cops that were there didn't like us. Some of them were typical DC cops, but shout out to Sergeant Jackson, who was always very respectful of us and just a blessing to us there on the corner, because he was very human and very I can't say supportive, because he was still neutral in his role as a police officer, but always treated us with respect.
Well, and quite honestly, he should have been neutral. And that's where a lot of the problem came in, was any of law enforcement that wasn't neutral. If they'd have been neutral on J6, Ashley would still be alive, and a lot of the hassles and destruction that took place because of J6 would not have taken place. Sadly, they were not neutral. So
let me ask you this. Did any of the cops say, as you went into this for a few years, we were duped, we were lied to, we didn't realize what really went on?
Not on the record. No, I would say no, none of them. We dealt with the Metropolitan Police, not the Capitol Police. I feel like, when you say the Capitol Police in the greatest country in the world and our nation's capital, you should have the cream of the crop. They should be pressed and ready to go. To me, the Capitol Police are a sloppy, less than regimented, less than disciplined group of people. Sarah McAbee and I went to a committee hearing, and we actually had to wake one of the Capitol policemen up in the Cannon building to send us through the metal detector. I just, they should be sharp and pressed and just looking their best and being their best. It should be the best of the best at the Capitol in the United States of America. But, one of the things that's so upsetting to me is Michael Byrd shouldn't have been there. He had disciplinary record dating, and you all know this, and people that watch your show know this, that he had a disciplinary record dating back decades, and he was, didn't follow any of the procedures that day and lied about the shooting and was protected and covered up and hidden. And it's just not the way things in this country should work. And, Ashley worked her whole adult life serving this country and, did several tours of duty in the Middle East. Some days I was surprised that I didn't get a phone call that said something awful had happened. So to have her come home and go to DC to support her still sitting president of the United States and end up shot and killed in a horrific way was really quite it's unbelievable. I don't really know what other word to use to describe it. Unbelievable, unacceptable, unexpected, just, like a bomb went off in your whole world. So yeah, it's just kind of irony sucks,
Well, I can't imagine losing a child anyhow in a horrific fashion that was. And we went over all of Michael Byrd's improprieties, for a nice way of saying it, earlier in this show. And
I went on a bit of a rant.
Don went on a rant about it. But, people don't realize Ashley was an Air Force veteran. I didn't even realize she served under a 4-star general, General Abizaid. I know she was injured. She couldn't have children because of those injuries. This is so wrong on so many levels, Mickey, that it's never gonna go away. And I just don't understand how literally you're getting away with murder in D.C.
Well, listen,
right.
We got to go to break, Mick. We got to go to break. But I want to close out this segment with, and you don't even need to respond to this. Michael Byrd, I will never forgive you for taking Ashley Babbitt away from us. That's not very Christian-like, but I'm not going to forgive you for it.
Well, there's no remorse and no acceptance of accountability, so forgiveness comes slow when people aren't sorry for what they did.
Amen. Yeah. We're going to be back with another segment with our dear friend, our sister, Nikki Whithoff, Ashley Babbitt's mother, as we continue J6 coverage. We'll be right back.
She's got legs. She knows how to use them. She never begs. She knows how to choose them.
Hello, everybody. Kelly Meggs. I'm sure you know me at this point if you watch Don and Don at all. But tonight I let the dogs out for the last time and was kind of doing my nightly ritual. I sit outside a lot because I don't like being inside because of the jail cell thing. But I reflected a lot on this past week and with Charlie Kirk being assassinated and everything that happened with him. Our prayers all go out to him, but we also have a sense of what can we do? What can we do as Americans and as citizens to stand up against this? And what we can do.
A new update lets seniors get their concealed carry permit without leaving home. No hassle.
Is we can support companies that support us and support what we believe in our country. And Sugar Creek Goods is one of those companies. I just took a shower, like before bed. That's what I do every night. And I thought about this while I was in the shower. I'm like, this is a fantastic product. Not only is it an amazing product, but it's a company that supports our beliefs and in America. So if you want to do something, use your promo code 1776 and make a difference. Buy from an American company that supports Americans and supports what we believe in. Not what the media and everybody else tells you to believe in, but the truth. Use your promo code 1776. And God bless you. And God bless America.
You want to pay J6ers? You're damn right I want to pay J6ers. If you got wronged by the government, then you should be made right. That's America.
Pay them now.
There'll never be enough. There will never be enough.
And we've got Congress. We've got members of Congress that are putting plaques up honoring law enforcement that day.
Yeah.
And some of them should have been honored. There's a hell of a lot of them that shouldn't have been. And they're trying to figure out a way to not make any kind of restitution to J6ers for destroying their lives, trampling on their constitutional rights.
And they're going after Ed Martin, who is one of the few that is actually trying to do something.
All right, let's bring back our good sister.
There
Mick,
she is. Mickey.
We love you, Mickey.
Mama Mickey.
I love you back, Don and Donna.
Okay, so
good to see you.
And I don't blame you. You're just kind of at the point where you're kind of disassociating with everything, and I can't blame you for that. But one person,
I'm just gonna, I've been just trying to rebuild. You caught me between baseball games. Both my grandsons play baseball games, and I'm just really happy to, be trying to reconnect with my family and make up for some lost time. So
as you should.
I have been a little disconnected, but I still, my heart's always with the Jan Sixers, and
how about this goofball?
Yeah,
you wrote
you came out with a lot of enthusiasm.
Hey, if you guys didn't buy this book 2 weeks ago when we had Lego Man on here, you got to go to Amazon. You got to buy the book. Okay, still there by Robert. Does that say A?
Lego Man Morse.
Is that
Robert A? Yeah, Robert A.
Robert A. Morse. And there is some other dude that writes books named Robert Morse. So you gotta find this one with Lego on the front that Liv painted. Okay,
his fiance.
And Mickey wrote the foreword in this.
Yep. Forward by Mickey Whithoff. Here's the thing, though. You say that you're going... See, you're bringing back memories now with going to baseball games. Have you started eating sunflower seeds? And are they low salt? Or
You know what? They have signs at the baseball field that says no gum, no seeds, no complaining. So I guess,
See, but that's California. That sucks.
Well, Mick, might I suggest that you start dipping then?
Start spitting everywhere.
I don't know.
As Walt Garrison says, just a pinch between your cheek and gum.
Okay. But at Cat the Hammer, which is on there, she's been a wonderful supporter of you and Ashley, and she's the one who every day posts how many days it's been since we have not gotten justice for Ashley Babbitt. And at this recording, it's over 1,900 days now. I mean, this is just BS. Total BS. But if you can, follow her at Cat the Hammer with a K, which is awesome. And she's doing everything she can. Overall, and before the break, I mentioned this, Ashley was permanently injured also overseas. People don't talk about that as much, to the point where she couldn't have children, which to me is just reprehensible in and of itself, how things have worked out. But her honors have been restored, correct?
Her honors have been restored, and
Good.
I want to thank Judicial Watch and Robert Sticht for working hard, continuing to work hard for Ashley, because this fight isn't over for me. You know, I don't know if Michael Bird will ever be held accountable, but you know, my heart will be in making that happen until it does happen or until I'm dead. So I want to thank, you know, Judicial Watch for everything they've done for me, everything they've done for my family, their continued fight for Ashley and the American people, because Judicial Watch is a hard-hitting, no punches, no fear organization that I am proud to have standing with us.
Yeah.
Explain to our viewers, some of those that may not understand what military honors actually means. Would you explain to them what Judicial Watch did and what that provides to Ashley, quite honestly?
Well, it allows her to be buried with military honors. When we had our service for Ashley, you know, we had some American patriots do a flag service, and we had the, you know, the bugler and stuff, but it sanctions it by the United States Air Force. She will have, you know, a rifle salute, a flag folding, the bugles playing, and she will have the opportunity to be buried in a military cemetery. So, you know, it's basically reiterating the fact that she served honorably, because when you deny somebody rendering of honors, that means they didn't serve honorably. And the Air Force had made that decision in February without really anything to base it on, with nothing to base it on except for her attendance at January 6th. They had already demonized her and decided she wasn't worthy. But, you know, like I said, Robert Sticht from Judicial Watch has really worked hard to reverse that for us, and we're just awaiting. We're in the waiting queue. So her honors have been restored, but the service has not been had yet. We haven't had the service yet.
And I trust that you'll let us know when that's going to take place.
Absolutely. I'll let you know so you can let the people know.
Awesome. We may see you at an upcoming wedding.
I'll be there.
We got to figure out a way to make it work, because we're trying to squeeze this in with zero time availability. But we're going to try to get down there to that.
I know.
And it's awesome.
It's the Jan 6 royal wedding, though.
It is, pretty much. People don't realize that Robert Lego Man Morse, who wrote this book, and you did the forward to it. We have our own Legos on the set here, just in case. Met Olivia, who is also a Jan 6er, and they fell madly in love, and they're getting married, which is, the royal J6 wedding, I guess. And it does coincide, though, with two of our great viewers here, Talk Show TK and Andy M.
Are getting married on the same day.
The same damn day.
And here's the thing, TK and Andy M, if you're watching, we have to find, Mickey, in order to travel at all, we have to find somebody that's qualified that can administer medications and things like that to all of our livestock and everything like that. It's a big ordeal for us to try to leave.
Yeah. I can imagine.
And so initially we didn't have anybody that could do that during that April time.
So we're still working on it.
And we're still working on it. And if we're able to do this, we're going to have to really get creative and figure out how we can go from our farm to Florida and back like in less than 24 hours. I mean, it's really going to be tough. Having said all that, you know Lego Man, you know his soon-to-be bride, his soon-to-be better half, Olivia. You validate my assessment of this. I believe beyond any shadow of a doubt, despite the fact that Lego Man is an Army Ranger, that he's combat vet, I think Olivia could kick his ass any day of the week.
I knew he was going to say that.
Am I right? Am I right?
Olivia's a tough girl, and, you know, just so wholesomely beautiful. I think that, you know, and if you know, I know quite a few of the Pollocks, and I think that they are salt of the earth people. I love Mr. Pollock, and, you know, he's outspoken and just a man of God, and his wife Tina is just quietly dignified, and their children are amazing, and we were lucky enough to have them come stay with us when we were in DC. A parcel of Pollocks, actually. So it's a beautiful family, and I'm looking forward to a beautiful union.
And Lego Man is 100% marrying up, right? Right? I mean, I can say that because I did. Okay?
Yes, I think he did.
But I'm telling you, Lego, you listen to me. And I'm going to tell you this if I can get to that wedding. Don't piss her off. You say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, and you do whatever that woman wants you to do for the rest of your life, because I wouldn't mess with Olivia Pollack.
A lot of people don't realize that she and her brother were on the run. They cut off their ankle monitors on the run during this whole J6 fiasco.
She could hog tie Lego. She could hog tie you and brand your ass.
She also participated in, She also participated in the, the physical challenges, and she was right up there with the guys. She's a very capable young lady.
She's beautiful. She's badass and beautiful, and Lego is marrying up. Yes. Hey, Mickey, we close every show with something you did on that corner every night for years. And that is, we go to the most beautiful national anthem ever sung. We hope you'll stay with us. Gentlemen, hats off. Ladies and gentlemen, hands over your hearts for the most beautiful national anthem ever sung, that by our beloved J6ers and C2B. Thank you for trusting us with 2 hours of your valuable time. And Mickey, we love you.
God bless you, Mama Mickey.
I love you back. God bless you too.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watch, words of gallantly streaming.
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.